Hello my boys, good morning. In this beautiful video here I will show you an effective and simple ultimatum strategy that you can do for farming. Basically you go inside the map, you do the ultimatum, you leave the map, you open a new map. Inside the map, find the ultimatum, you do it, you leave the map, a new map. That's how it goes. And let's start with the beautiful Atlas skill tree, so we explain what we have here. Now, my boys, you'll have the Atlas planner link in the description of this video. But now let's see what we did here. Yeah, we need to explain everything. We farming ultimatum. Yeah, the most important keystone for this strategy is this one, Ruinous Wagger, because it will make monsters deal 50% less attack and spell damage. Yeah, especially on League Star, because this is week 1. This is very useful. Yeah, you want to stay alive so you can complete all the waves. This is the idea, and this keystone is crucial for this strategy. Yeah? Then we want to take this node so it decreases the chance to find stand in the stone circles. So ultimatum can spawn 4 types of challenges here. You can survive the assault, which is the best. You can kill everyone or protect the altar, which is pretty much also kill everyone. But this is the suckiest one, conquer the stones. You want to avoid this as much as possible. You can do it, but it's hard, you know, and you can also die. Now, you want to be on the move at all times so you don't get ruin stacks, especially with this keystone. That's why we're gonna take these nodes here, so this will decrease the chance to get conquer the stones, which is sucks. Here it's another thing that's pretty sexy. The rewards that you get offered have 25% chance to get duplicated, yeah? And this is big. This is big. Let's say you find a diviner, it can get duplicated. Let's find you find prismatic catalyst, it can get duplicated. You find an expensive item, it can get duplicated. Yeah. Here I'll put on the screen. For example, before going to sleep yesterday, I dropped this beauty and it got duplicated. Now, good. Here it's another one that I need to point out some attention. If you allocate this node, it will grant rewards as through you completing an additional round, meaning slightly better rewards. The problem is that the arena will become smaller and smaller, we get tighter. Yeah? If you don't like the arena to get tighter, no problem, remember you'll unspec these points. Because we're gonna use certain scarabs that will give us better rewards overall. That remember that you can unspec these points if you don't want your arena to get small. Yeah, but I will keep it for my build here. And here you have more chances at the end to find the Trial Master boss that you can defeat. At the end it will drop Tainted Catalyst and a stack of random catalysts. Yeah. So you need to understand from ultimatum you get steady profit per hour from the catalyst and the currency and items that you find, but from time to time you find jackpots. That's the beauty of ultimatum farming. So in ultimatum you can find really expensive things, you just need to have some patience, do them over and over again. Good. Now, because we want to get more loot out of this, we will not focus only on ultimatum. We want to find also, we take these nodes here. This will have a small chance to have improved labyrinth trials. Yeah. You read the text when you find the lab trial. If it says awards an improved offering to the goddess, you do it. Because 2 of them are expensive and you can make a profit very fast. So if just for 4 points, this is too good. We're gonna take this. Yeah. Another thing that we want, because we want instant content so we don't waste a lot of time in maps, you can take the heist notes. We will take the heist notes here because you can find blueprints, contracts, fully rebuilt blueprints which shall sell very good, and also rogue markers. And it's instant content. You just find the smuggler case, you click with the mouse. And you can also take, we will take Niko here. This will give you some buffs, so you even move faster inside the map, so it's easier to find the trial master because you move fast. And we have this node here, mining byproducts, that has a chance to convert that sulfate into azurite. You can exchange azurite for resonators in the mining encampment with Niko. So you farm your maps during the whole day. At the end of the day, you check how much azurite you gathered from this node here. And you exchange it for resonators for extra profit. But also the buffs are good because you will find the trial master very fast. Now the maps that you run here are not that important, but if you want to be safer, do maps with open space, like dunes. You don't want maps that are like small corridors, so you have a place to move during the ultimatum encounter. Lastly, I need to point out that we take Eater of Vault Altars because out of nowhere you can get, you know, a Divine Orb Altar, Exalted Orb Altar, Divination cards that award other Divination cards, most of them are expensive, you know, Scarabs, etc. So we want also to have Eater of Vault Altars, yeah. So we want to get the most profit out of this farm. That's why we will supplement it with Heist, improved Labyrinth Trials, Niko, and Eater of Vault Altars, besides the ultimatum, which is the main farm. But boys, now let's explain how to use this beauty. We here in the fragment tab, we have the scarabs. The most important scarab for this strategy is this one, Scarab of Bribing. Why? Because of this one. Ultimatum encounters grant rewards as you complete 2 additional rounds. And you can use 2 of them. This means 4 additional rounds. Meaning that it's more likely to find expensive things. So you have 10 rounds And each round, by you progress, the rewards get slightly better. If you use these scarabs, you will get slightly better rewards earlier. You know, it's very good. And keep in mind, we also have a similar effect here on the skill tree. It's the same thing as the bribing scarab. It will give you one additional round, but the downside is that the arena gets smaller and more. And so if you don't have your upgrades yet completed, you can drop this node and you take it later. Okay, let me give you one more tip, because why not? Some builds deal shit ton of damage. You can also take this keystone here, Wellspring of Creation, if you want, and will make the monsters this 25% less damage. And this stacks with this keystone. So you have 50% less damage here, with 25% less damage here, that's 75% less damage in that map. Yeah. Reminder that I need to give you, once you have your mercenary with you,
let me at him.
The monsters inside that area in the map will have more life. So keep that into account. Maybe you want to take Wellspring of Creation and you don't take your mercenary. It depends on your build and how you play. Okay, my boys, now let's give you another tip. So we have Niko. If you want to get more azurite, there is also the trick to use a sulfate scarab, because this will give you 150 more sulfate. That's a huge multiplier. So when you trigger the azurite gain, it will be huge, it will be big, because you use sulfate scarab. This is a tip, it is not mandatory. Yeah, and yeah, you use it like this, you can even fight jackpots. Now some players like to use this thing, which I'm against, because it's very expensive, the scarab. I think it's 1 divine. Yeah, and you'll find only catalysts, but you can no longer find jackpots. For example, we are actually hunting for jackpots. You will also get catalysts like prismatic catalyst, you know, fertile catalyst, etc. But from time to time, you'll get really expensive things. So all the rewards will be catalysts, and you also pay a lot for the juicing. We don't want this crap. We want it to be cheap as possible. Another thing that you need to understand when you do these things, the map quantity affects the number of catalysts that you get, the catalyst stack. So the more you want actually to juice your maps for Ultimatum Farming slightly, because you'll get more catalyst offer. This is a tip. You can use sacrifice fragments, because each of these fragments will give you 5% extra quantity in that area. Now let's open a map. As I explained, ideally it's maps with open area. For example, Dunes is great here because it's open area. It's not a maze, you know, so you have space to move in circles. You juice it depending on what build you're playing. Let's do this thing. You put it here. You put the scarabs. You want 2 scarabs of bribing. You put the map. You select Ultimatum Farming. And you hit it. Good. So this is not expensive. The juicing for this strategy is not expensive. We are not using expensive scarabs. It's pretty straightforward. You go inside. You find the ultimatum. You do it and you go out. You can also read this... you see the altas from Meter of Walls. You will click on this. I got azurite. You see it on the screen? If you use the sulfate scarab, you get more azurite than this. You also click here for the Smuggler caches. You can get fully revolved blueprints. This is easy content. Instant content also. Look. Again, you take this. You can sell the contracts in bulk for a good price. And it's easy because you don't waste a lot of time for this content. And now I go until I find the trial master. And one more thing that you need to understand, with this buff you move faster, increase movement speed, so it's easier to find the trial master in any map you do. Look, I found the trial master.
Series of victories will end here.
You do it. You need to get used to the modifiers, which are good and which are bad, especially if you're new to Path of Exile 1. But you will learn them eventually. You move in circles. Now depends on the build that you're playing actually, because some builds, especially melee, might struggle. Yeah, if you did my Siege Ballista build, it's very sexy, very nice. Now if your build is weak, let's say, you don't have to do it in tier 16. You will do it in late yellow maps, or you will do it in early red maps, like tier 11, 12. Yeah, so if your build it's not fully done, or you're struggling with upgrades, you do it in lower tier maps, so it's easier. Now I'm doing in tier 16. You can check the rewards, because we have that node that can duplicate rewards. Look, this got duplicated. Imagine getting a diviner, it can get duplicated, 25% chance, yeah? Nice.
The storm comes swiftly.
So in Settles of Kalgur, I duplicated the Mage Blood, by the way. I even made a community post on this, in Ultimatum. Now, it can get duplicated. You can find expensive jackpots. This is the idea in Ultimatum. You just need to have some patience. I love farms in this game that, on top of steady profit, can give you really expensive things, you know, out of nowhere. Also, the juicing for this strategy doesn't cost a lot.
The winter of the world.
We are not using anything very expensive, you know. It's a very easy farm. You do the ultimatum, you leave them up. Look, another catalyst. See? And we are not using the scarab for catalyst, which is one divine. It's fine like this. And also we have the possibility to find expensive divination cards, uniques, even inscribed ultimatums.
Fire of summer burns within.
So that catalyst, not only that it's expensive, but it disables the potential of finding jackpots. That scarab for catalyst time. Yeah. It's a really good strategy, well tested. I did it each league now. And it's great.
Lightning.
No, PUA guy doesn't give you shit strategies here, yeah? And you can see the strategy in action because I will stream whole day today doing ultimatums with this strategy. So you can see it for yourself. If I find something expensive, I will start yelling on the stream. If you hear me yelling, you know that I got rich. Pretty much. Let's take this.
Ruin arrives suddenly.
And you repeat. Repeat. And this is also fast because we're not doing the whole map. You just find the ultimatum, you do it, you go out.
Luck can only carry you so far.
Nice. You see, they got duplicated. And sometimes you find divination cards which is expensive. By the way, because we took Heist, you get Hack. And Hack will give you another buff called Combat Ready. That it gives you also movement speed. You see? There's a trick that you can do with Hack. If you do Heist and unlocking, you can put a fragmenting arrowhead on Hack. He has an inventory. And that will allow you to put one extra aura of your choice inside your maps. Keep that in mind. So you can have 2 auras from Hack. Just because you could Haste. So Heist, not only that you can give you fully revealed blueprints, contracts and rogue muggers, it can also give you 2 buffs with Hack, which is great for this strategy. Trust me, it's a great synergy to have. And the Heist, it's instant content. My boys, I want to show you something very sexy. A few hours ago, someone found the Mirror of Kalandra in Ritual. So I made a Ritual strategy yesterday and multiple guys, one guy even found a Headhunter, multiple ones. So Ritual Ultimatum, there are jackpot farming content. You can find easy stuff, you know, regular currency, and out of nowhere you can get something really, really expensive. That's the beauty of these farms, and this is what I love in this game, you know. Strong boxes, ultimatum, rituals, even sanctums can give jackpots from time to time. You can find Mirror of Kalandra even in sanctums. These are the kind of farms that I enjoy and I encourage. Also, they don't cost a lot, you know, for the scarabs and juicing. You can see how this strategy ultimatum works in my Twitch, because I will stream whole day today and I will do only ultimatums. Again and again. And when I start screaming on the screen, you know that I found something expensive. Well, enough talking, my boys. I will put the PUA planner in the description of this video so you can copy the ultimatum strategy. Enjoy the rest of the day and good luck.